Good evening, everyone. This video is going to be a trading review and support session for October the 25th, 2023. So the market has not been too happy for the last few days. I do want to go over that. Had some concerning earning reports from Alphabet. They met short-term earnings, but their outlook and their cloud business seems to be weak. And so there's some tech sector earnings that are a little bit concerning, and the market doesn't like that. In addition to all the global things going on with Israel and Iran, proxies, meaning Hezbollah and mainly Hamas, and of course Ukraine and Russia. So this is today, right? So you can see it finished below that the day before yesterday's low, and certainly came back and was under this particular pivot, and even overnight. As we speak right now, it's down as well. So market is not in feeling very good. So let's kind of get through what the open looked like. So here is the open area. Here's the open. As we were opening, the 135 was in alignment to the downside. So here's the 1, there's the 3, and here's the 5. We were also below the 2x200 and VWAP as well. So short term, pretty negative. And the market has been negative. So opening, is letting it, see if it was going to bounce. Sometimes, and we have to watch for this, sometimes it will pop up, right, into this VWAP 2x200 area or somewhere, the volume point of control, and then come down. In this case, it didn't. It popped down. Here's the big down bar, 10 seconds into the open. So I took a short here on the little bit of the bounce and was out. And so I kind of skewed the chart over to this area because it just kept going down. Here's trade number 2. Every trade I took today was to the short side. Here's trade number 2, in and out on that pullback there. And letting it go a little bit. Came back up to yesterday's low, right? Maybe I probably went a little bit early, right? But it was coming back underneath yesterday's low. Maybe this would have been a little bit, doesn't look that much different, but at least here, right, it was under the new flex a little bit more. But in and out of that trade, still coming down. This one was a little bit more aggressive. I mean, I didn't necessarily want to take this trade, but it was still, coming back down. Got here and was out there. This was a little bit aggressive, and I said that when I took it. Then I got too aggressive, right? I think this is too aggressive. We're underneath mid S2, and it just keeps going down, 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 down. And so, but I got in. Not around here, right? Not around here, right? I actually got in really late. Too aggressive. And then it popped back up, and then I was too aggressive on the add as well because it was still above the new flex. It was in this area. Added to it again, still too aggressive. But then it did pop back down. So I had 3, right? Relatively close together as well. Had 3. And then on this move here, I got out of 2. That leaves me with 1. And then I didn't really need it to come all the way back down. So I just decided to go ahead and get out of the trade at a higher level. And I did. And I made money, but as you can see, it did come back down and even make a 1 tick lower low. So it just didn't want to. And this was in the 650 time frame. Didn't know if it was what it was going to do. Came back up to the EMA, right? Watching it here, and took a trade the arrow is kind of invisible, but took a trade here at the expansion and was out there, right? Then it comes up, not taking any long trades. We did have new home sales coming in, and so kind of entered in this one too late, right? So usually if I'm going to trade the news and really don't necessarily want to do that, then I should be watching that. I was waiting for the news so I could tell everybody what the news was, and by the time the news came out, then it was already pretty far down. So got in here, added to it again, kind of like the other one, and added to it again here, kind of like the other trade, and so it didn't quite get me out of everything. So, but I'm out two, right? So it comes back up. Again, I'm probably adding to it too quickly. I did in this case. Remember this morning I was saying I'm trying to use a 3-point stop. I knew I was too aggressive here, right? But I knew the market wasn't very happy. So I did move my stop, which gave me enough room to trade here a little bit. So did that and was able to get. I was out to here, added to it, and out of the trade here. But if I just had maintained it, right, the stop would have been at 3 points in somewhere around 26. My stop would have been in the 29 area. So you can see when you chase it too far down, even though it's still a pretty reasonable trade in the direction of the trend, it can cause you some problems, which is why I moved my stop. So this was a much better looking trade, but I was still thinking about I was too aggressive there. So didn't take anything here. This is a more gentle rollover. This really looks good there. Didn't take it. And here is my last trade. Sudden movement down, right? Still a little bit probably too late, but took it after it was breaking through slow flex. Not really required. I mean, slow flex was back down right after this bar. So took it and was out here. So that was the last trade. Overall, okay. I don't like the couple of aggressive trades that I did or the couple of aggressive adds that I did. So still working on that. Probably a lifetime project. But I like the fact that I'm trying to limit the stops to a relatively reasonable level. I started out at 4. Really 4 means you're willing to try to fight it a little bit and take a bigger loss. 3 is a little bit more reasonable. A good trade doesn't need 3. And if you recognize you've taken a kind of a too aggressive entry, you can always decide to manage the trade a little bit. But most good trades don't need much of a stop at all. It's just a matter of being super patient, waiting for those knees and rolling over after having reasonable pullbacks and waiting for some volume to kick in. All right, so that was it for today. 7 3/4 points gross. A little bit on the commission side, not too terribly bad. So that is going to be it. I'll continue to try to monitor my entries and my stop levels and kind of go from there. All right, so have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you in the trading room tomorrow morning.